Hey everybody, so welcome to what is hopefully a new YouTube series or something of mine, which I hope to continue and to be able to continue. But we'll see about that. So what's going on here is that, as you probably have figured out, because I don't really stream that much anymore, is that I don't really have good time slots for me to stream to do like a full anything more than 2 hours or an hour and a half even sometimes. And it's really tough for me to find those slots, and for me to dedicate that time to, just because of, mostly school and things like that. But so I was thinking, I've been watching some YouTube lately because it's easy to just pick up and watch whatever. And I was thinking, maybe I can do that. So what I want to do is hopefully just sort of play like a game of something for 15, 20 minutes and just sort of talk over it in a podcast kind of form. I'm not really sure if it's gonna work or if I'm gonna be able to do it real well. Talking has never really been my strong suit. I've usually been, as far as streaming goes anyway, I've usually been somebody who bounces off of chat well, but doesn't really produce like original things to say myself, I guess. I mean, not like, I don't really know how to put it. It's obviously, I wouldn't have anybody watching me if I couldn't speak or find original or interesting things to say. But it was a lot of the chat interaction stream and less of some streamers are really good, and some content creators in general are really good at just talking. Like their stream could be a podcast, and they're really good at just being background noise, I guess. But also, then they can have an aspect of chat interaction as well. Anyway, so without the chat, I don't know how I'm gonna do, or if I'm gonna be able to find things to talk about or whatever. But I'm gonna try to post this, and so I think it'll be a lot of fun, especially because it'll let me, stay involved in the NHL community, which I like. Make content for people that I sort of committed to when I started streaming, and I feel like maybe I've let you guys down a little bit because I sort of had this whole big plan about streaming, almost every day of the week, 3 hours a day, and it was going real well for the first little while of NHL 20, and then it pretty much just stopped. And I think I don't know, it was good. And I obviously really enjoy streaming, and I miss it so much, you guys have no idea. But the problem was there were a few problems. It was too much of a commitment. I definitely was putting far too much time into it than what I can afford to, and I have definitely learned that now, having gotten rid of it and still seeing how much less free time I have. Because I should have been putting time into other things and not into video games. But it was also just, at the time, playing that much NHL and, I don't know, the meta and the game itself really just wasn't that fun for me. And so it really made it kind of a chore and kind of a job. And obviously I wrote all of this in that big post that I made when I said that I was going to take a break. So I'm hoping that this will be a lot easier for me to do. Especially because, like I said before, I can, do 3 episodes in an hour. And then I'll have content, I can upload an episode a day, or, maybe a few days a week only, and then in an hour I can have, most of my episodes for the week. And I don't intend to only play NHL, but I feel like I could definitely manage playing NHL for only a couple games. But I'm sure you'll see some other stuff on here, just whatever I'm playing at the time, really. And obviously, this is a rivals game. My team sucks compared to the normal teams right now. I would say I haven't put too much time into NHL at all in the past few months, pretty much since I stopped streaming. But I definitely still want to keep up with it. I'm not saying goodbye to NHL and saying, now that I'm not streaming it, not saying that I don't want to play it anymore, but I don't know. It really just became not fun, and I think that now if I'm just playing it in small bursts like this, like one game at a time, not committing 3 hours of my life every single day to playing it, it'll be a lot more tolerable. And especially because now, like, that I've taken a step back and my team sucks and I suck too, as I'm getting dominated by random dude on the internet, that I don't need to take it seriously anymore. I can just sort of play, and that's my goal with these videos, is just for me to play and to just talk. And the other reason that I think this would be a good idea is, like I said before, because I've never been that good of a speaker, I'm hoping that this will kind of take me out of my comfort zone a bit and challenge me a little bit, and maybe I will gain some skill in that regard, I guess you could say, because it's never bad to be a better communicator in any aspect. And as far as public speaking or giving presentations, things like that, I've always hated that. I've never really been good at talking in front of people, but I guess when you're streaming, it never really feels like you're putting on a presentation, even though you could tell me that 50 people are watching my stream, and that's fine. But if I'm not but I'm just looking at a screen. I don't see any of you, so you guys are just, it's not the same as if you're looking into a crowd of 50, I guess, which is it's strange, because, I don't know why the dynamic is different, but anyway, so I hope that I can get something positive out of it too. How will I find things to talk about? I don't know. It's probably just going to be random occurrences, things about the game, obviously. I comments on what's going on, but I am aiming to talk about more than just the games that I'll be playing. It's like I said, I want it to be more of a podcast kind of thing, but not a podcast, because I don't want to be talking about anything in particular. I just want to be playing a video game and speaking about whatever random thing I want to be talking about. And that can be difficult, especially if you're recording multiple episodes a day, because then you have to find all these different things to talk about at the same time, but for 20 different 20-minute episodes. It's going to be a challenge, is what I'm saying. It's going to be a challenge. But, so the whole idea was inspired by, I started watching on YouTube this guy, his name's Northern Lion. He also streams on Twitch as well. But this is what he does for a lot of his content. He's a full-time content creator. One of his, most played games, or his main game that maybe got him sort of gain a bit more popularity, which, I mean, he's popular enough to be full-time, but it definitely helped him out in that regard. He plays The Binding of Isaac, and that game's been out forever, and he still makes a video, or he has a backlog, but he puts out a video every single day. And so those videos have essentially become pretty much not talking about Isaac at all, but just whatever random nonsense that he can come up with. And it's really enjoyable. It's super good background noise. Because he's also just really good at, he's really good at talking. So, I've been watching this, or listening most of the time, actually, because it's usually just on the background, but I was sort of thinking about, because I've always been thinking about, what could I do instead? How can I still, put myself into the content creation world without having to stream for 3 hours a day? And obviously I don't need to stream for 3 hours a day, but it's when I don't, I always feel bad. If I fire up a stream and I'm only live for an hour, it just feels bad. I don't know why. It just feels like I'm sort of cheating everybody. They came and they wanted to sit down and watch and engage with the community and whatever, and then I'm alright, see you guys later. And yeah, I just don't like it. So I would much rather give my all to one thing and sort of half-ass something else that's maybe more convenient. And obviously streaming itself is a lot more natural to me now, especially because I've done it for quite a bit. I mean, I say quite a bit, it hasn't really been that long, but I've done it enough that I just, it's comfortable, I don't really have to think about it, I can do it. Whereas this is a whole new thing, it's sort of like I'm starting over streaming once again, but it's different because it's probably more difficult for somebody like me, which is kind of the idea. As I was talking about before. Oh, I almost did something cool there. Yeah, so I really like that type of content, and I was thinking, maybe this would be a good thing. Maybe it would be something that, my community could appreciate, because you still get, you still get to watch me play, even if you're not interacting, but you still comment and I'll get back to it later. I don't know. See, that's the part that I don't like about it, is that because my stream was so focused around chat interaction, and I was really just a community kind of person. I made friends with all the people that the people that watched frequently and the people that hung around a lot. And I loved that. It was so much fun to have all of our inside jokes and things like that. And that was the kind of stuff that I really cherished about streaming, and the kind of stuff that I really miss about it as well. So I won't get that out of this, but I'm hoping that it'll still be good, and that you guys can appreciate it. But obviously, if it's not really something that people like, or I'm mostly trying to create content for the people that always watch me in the past. I have no aspirations of becoming a big time content creator or anything like that. It's just for fun for me, and I never even knew that it was going to be as fun as it was. I just sort of jumped into it because I was already playing NHL a lot, and I was like, why not try it out, see if I like it, see if I can get some more enjoyment out of NHL than I already was, or maybe it'll let me play the game, but with a different mindset, in a different light, and then I'll enjoy it more. And it just sort of, I don't know, what happened was more than I would have expected. Because now, I go on Twitter every day, and I see just stuff about NHL or from content creators, and I just miss it a lot. Which I knew was going to happen when I stopped, but I obviously couldn't have anticipated it before. Excuse me? How are we doing so far? Okay, 3 shots is less than ideal, but everything else I'm keeping up with random guy on the internet, except for hits, but nobody expected to hit those. The NHL skill level right now is definitely probably not at an all-time low, because I used to be really, really bad. But it's definitely pretty bad, and I have no sense on how to play this game. I know my NHL, I guess, fundamentals, you could say, the kind of things that you can forget about how to play a hockey video game. But as far as this game goes and its meta and things like that, I have completely forgotten pretty much everything about it. So it's gonna take me a bit to get back to any sort of level of competency. I can hope to compete with random guy on the internet, but I do not expect to win every or even most games at the beginning. I know that my rivals rating is not so high anymore because I just stopped, and so everybody kind of surpassed me. But I'm still like 2,000 or whatever. So these players are, I guess, what you would call not bad, but not good either, I think. But that's just my guess. I don't know. So we'll see how this goes. As far as other things that'll be on this on the channel, or at least what I anticipate, because of course this may not last. I'm just gonna flat out tell you that right now. That it may not last. It depends on if I can actually handle doing it, and this isn't a time commitment thing. It's literally if I can physically, do this sort of just talk for 20 minutes straight while playing a game. I don't know if I'm capable of it. I'm, obviously testing myself and seeing if I can do it. And it'll also depend on, if it's something that people are interested in watching. I don't, like I said before, I don't care about, growing my name, growing on YouTube, or becoming a big time whatever. Like, I couldn't care less about that, but, like, in general, the people that watched my content before, and then, I always love to see the community grow, but it's not really my goal here, so. But anyways, if people aren't really interested in watching it at all, I will be asking for feedback as much as you guys are willing to give. And if it's just really not something that you're interested in, I want to know that, because then I can devote my time elsewhere. I would rather just do an hour-long stream if that's. I don't really want to do hour-long streams because hour-long streams are, like I said before, I feel bad about it. But I would do it if this is really just not a good idea. But I don't know. I like it, so we'll see. So those are the two limitations. But anyway, so as far as what else you'll see, it's really just whatever I feel like playing. Obviously I still play a bunch of Hearthstone. The thing that I like about this setup and the concept for these videos is that, I can play whatever, and it doesn't matter, because I'm not really highlighting the game. I'm just sort of talking, and, I plan to just be talking about literally whatever. So, I don't know. So I'm hoping that, people who, all the people that never watched me play Hearthstone, because why would you? Because who cares about Hearthstone? And also, it's not NHL, so, that's usually how it works, but I understand that it's really not for everybody, but I'm hoping that, you can still put this on for background noise or just for whatever. But again, if it's not something people are interested in, then I'll probably just stream for as much as I can, but it'll be less on less days. This is also just on Tuesdays and Thursdays are probably the days that I'm most likely to be able to fire up a stream. It won't be every week. Thursday maybe every week. I will see. That's Thursday afternoons is sort of where I'm aiming for at least once a week, but I don't know for certain. I mean, it basically depends on how much schoolwork. If I have exams, then that's not going to happen, but otherwise it should be fine. But yeah, so it might be some Hearthstone. I actually picked up another card game, it's an offline one, but it's super popular. It's also I feel like it's a bit easier to understand, or maybe a bit more friendly to somebody who isn't familiar with card games or doesn't like card games, because there's a lot less that you need to understand about what's going on. That game's called Slay the Spire. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's very popular. But it's offline. You just it's a card game or deck building roleplay. So you just play a run, and that's the whole game. So the problem is that the runs take a while. So probably wouldn't play an entire run for a video, but maybe, I don't know. And then, I mean, as everybody knows, that I love Animal Crossing. That's coming out in a month. Super excited about it. So I'm sure if I'm still going by then, you'll see some of that. That card. That's a cool card. I didn't know that card existed. Sorry, I'm showing my that I haven't played NHL. That's what I'm showing off right now. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. And I have, like I said, I have high hopes for it, but I know it's going to be tough, especially because, I never built a YouTube following your community before, so I don't know how like that transition goes. I don't know if everybody on Twitch also watches YouTube, or if you guys are willing to, or what. I assume I'll get, at least a handful of people watching this video, seeing like what's going on and what it's all about. And like I said, the view count doesn't matter. It's more so just the interest level, which I guess the two correlate, but hopefully you understand what I mean. But yeah. So, obviously, this video, I was sort of just sitting here talking about it the whole time, and talking about the plans and what I'm going to do. It's not really what I would anticipate the next ones being like. I would say that future ones would be more like, I'm just sitting here talking about random shit, and that's supposed to be interesting. The other thing that will make these really easy for me to record is that, I don't really plan on editing them at all unless there's some, like, major interruption in the life or video that I need to just skip over, because otherwise then I'll put in, like, a jump cut or something like that. But, yeah, I have no intention of editing these, so, it's just gonna be, start to finish I go, which is gonna be, the challenge in, actually filling the airspace. I got relegated. That's probably good for me, though. But yeah, so please tweet or comment in the video down below what you guys think, if this is something you'll be interested in, if you like the idea, and I will probably be recording another one of these like really soon. They'll go up on different days, but yeah, so please let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.